Hello and welcome everyone to Talent 500 YouTube channel. I am Soumya, a software engineer and an educator. In this video, I'll share the do's and don'ts to make an incredible resume. I'll share some special tips and tricks, especially if you are a mobile application developer. So being a mobile app developer, how you should cater your resume to land that dream job. I'll be sharing a lot many pointers how you should make your resume stand out from other candidates. So let's get into the video. Let's open door to opportunities. Today we will be talking about that aspect of career which is known as the first step, your resume. Yes, we'll understand what is a resume, why resume is needed, and what are the best tips and tricks, especially if you are in the tech domain, especially if you are, let's say, into mobile application development. So how can you create your resume in a way that it's very catchy? It is shortlisted in the initial phase. We don't even get the opportunity to sit in an interview if our resume is not up to the mark. This is the reality. Nowadays, so many softwares are there. The HR professionals, they use such systems, applications, and softwares like ATS software is there for screening your resume. And if your resume is not up to the mark, trust me, it will not be screened through that machine. And then even the HR will not get the opportunity to check your resume, to check all the achievements that you have got till now, right? So it's very important to create a good resume. What goes in a resume? The very first thing, it consists of summary of your education qualification, what you have done, how you have done, what was your percentage, your marks in your high school, in your graduation, if you have done graduation in mathematics, physics, or from technical domain, computer science, IT, etc. Each and everything from college name, your grade, everything is mentioned there. Many of the companies don't allow candidates who have less marks. Let's say like in our times in universities, we had that criteria. Many companies say that if your CGPA is less than 7.5, then we don't allow you to sit in the interview round. So that's how and why the resume is important. It gives summary of education qualification. It highlights your skills, your expertise. What is that thing in which you are very strong, your potential is very strong in that domain. Everything you have to highlight and make sure it is relevant to the JD as well. For example, if JD, first of all, like full form of JD is job description. For an example, you are applying for the role of mobile application developer, right? And you feel that you are maybe very good at badminton, so highlighting that or making that bold. If you have achieved like international, national, some award in that domain, it won't make too much of sense there. Well, it's a good thing if you have achieved some award in other domains as well, but make sure the resume is relevant to the job profile, to the JD for which like you are applying, right? You always have to make sure that the job description that's there in the portal, career portal of the company, that is somewhere relevant, that somewhere matches your skills, your interest, and everything. It shows extracurricular leadership achievements that you have gotten till now in your university, etc., everywhere. But I always prefer and I always encourage that people put their experience, relevant work experience, achievements, skills, awards, everything at the top, right? And other things like maybe skills, hobbies, whatever, etc., you can put it down in the ladder, right? And you have to show your brand. Basically, you should be more than just your work experience. If you have achieved something, if you have done something for the society, maybe if you have created a project which is used by some sectors in the government, by state government, central government, etc., make sure you show everything. Make sure you tell whatever you have achieved. It's very important. Okay, resume is an advertisement of you. Your resume should give a positive first impression of you in the first 10 to 20 seconds. It is the reality. In those companies where the HR professionals, they don't rely too much on the softwares. But nowadays, to be honest, like for one opening, when the HRs get thousands to thousands of resumes, it's impossible for them to screen each and every resume manually, right? Even if they feel very determined to do it, it's very tough. And that's how and when they rely on such softwares, they put in some keywords, like if the resume is having blah blah keywords, then screen, then shortlist them, and then they manually check those, right? So it's very important that you have kept right keywords in your resume, and make sure you highlight, you bold everything which is related to your job. For example, if that's for, let's say, mobile application development, right, and you have gotten some good certification, some proof of work, some real proof of work, you have worked on some app which is live on Google Play Store, on App Store, mention those things, add the links of all the live applications and everything, whatever knowledge you possess, and make sure that you are up to date with some latest trends as well, like what are APIs, how can you use API in your mobile application, or if it's like Android application development, then you should be aware with Kotlin as well, the the most commonly used programming language for Android application development. So make sure that you have included the relevant things, the latest technologies and all those things. And as I said, I mean, don't feel shy to brag about your achievements. If you have achieved something, if you have received some honor, some award, then don't feel shy, don't feel shy at all in telling about your achievements, be it in the like intro of yours, whenever the interviewer asks you that give me your introduction, then don't feel shy. I mean, they won't feel that you are bragging or showing off. It is fact, right? You have achieved something, so it's not at all show off, right? If you won't talk about your achievements, then who else will do it for you, right? Now, why a resume? It's introduction to potential employers. It is verification of your qualifications, of your credentials, which you say that I possess this knowledge, or I have this thing, that thing. So that's why I always encourage to add links as well. When you say I have worked on this project which is live, which already thousand or maybe millions of people are using, add the link. Add the link of your work, what work you have done. That will leave a good impact, right? A screening tool for job selection, reference point for interview discussions. So many times in the interviews, from your resume itself, they ask you questions. If you have done some internship, if you have worked on some project, they might pick up a single project, they might start asking questions from that particular project, that like, let's say if you have written a piece of code in the project, they might ask how and why you wrote this, I mean, explain that piece of code, right? So sometimes in resume such interesting thing also happen, I mean, via the resume they pick the project or something like that, and then they keep asking you questions from your projects. It demonstrates professionalism and attention in detail. It's useful for networking, for career events, as well as make sure that your resume is compatible with application tracking system, that is ATS, for your job. Okay, now let's talk about roles versus resume. Make sure for different job roles you are using different resumes. It is very important. For example, let's say if you are applying for software engineering, for program manager, for associate program manager, for business analyst, different job roles, because I have seen after doing graduation there are plenty of job opportunities, even in like tech or non-tech as well. In tech you have job roles like app developer, front end, back end developer, software engineer, data engineer, or maybe DevOps, data science. So don't put the same resume for all the job openings. Remember it, and make it a rule that you change a few keywords, you highlight the achievements which are relevant to that particular opening, that particular job role. Don't keep on writing the same thing for all the openings. That might affect your selection. I mean, you might not even get the chance to sit for the interview. So make sure you are using the right keywords, you are highlighting the right things in the resume. All right, and moving ahead, keywords I have already mentioned so many times, you have to use the right keywords. Okay, perfect. Let's understand with example. I already gave you the example. Let's say if you are applying for software engineering, so what all skills should you highlight? You should focus on telling if in the JD they have mentioned Java or C++, make sure you highlight those things if you know, and don't try to be over smart. Don't try to include those things which you don't know. And then in business analyst, whatever is in the JD, whatever you feel is good for business analyst role, try to put in those things, right? It should be visually enticing. Use classic color. Don't put too much of exciting bright colors. Keep it simple. And keywords is very important for ATS screening, for quick recognition, relevance, clarity, everything. So use keywords which are relevant for your job profile. If it's software engineering, use words like projects, app development, web development, DSA, Java, problem solving, right? And remember that making a perfect resume, it is not a one day task, it's a continuous process. Start working on it today. Keep on adding things, keep on adding achievements, keep on adding whatever you are getting every day. Like you are getting some award, participating in hackathon, keep on adding those projects. Don't take too much of pressure of completing it in a single day. And make sure your resume is 6 second worthy. I mean, if let's say your resume is screened through, it is shortlisted by the softwares, and the HR has also shortlisted, and it's in the hand of the maybe the manager of that particular team in which recruitment is going on, then he or she should be impressed. I mean, they won't spend too much of time. They will just take a glance at your resume, and they'll be like, okay, I'll invite him or her to the interview, for the interview. So make sure it's kind of good. The achievements are in bold letters. It will help you get attention. I mean, help your achievements get attention. These are the components which you should include. Your name, your contact, okay? Don't include stuff like TikTok, IG, all those are irrelevant. Your profile summary you can give. For example, Soumya Singh is a software engineer who has been honored with International Women Open Source Academic Award. She is having good command on blah blah blah, right? You can give a summary sort of thing. Work experience, everything you have done till now, your education achievements, whatever you have achieved. You can then write about like skills and everything, right? And be specific when you are writing some paragraphs about your achievement. You can take a screenshot of this. Don't be like, I developed promotional strategy using social media. You have to tell the impact as well. Like increase social media engagement significantly by increasing Facebook like by 200%, growing Twitter followers from 2000 to 8000, and regularly engaging with followers. I developed promotion strategy which led to 5% increase. Impact is very important. I mean, whatever work you did in that internship, in that job, what impact it had, that's very important to mention. And don't be like, got selected for TechX program. I mean, he or she might not know what that program is. So tell, I mean, out of how many participants are selected as one of the 150 participants worldwide for a 3-month technical skill and professional development program, which is called TechX, based on my this skills, right? So you can take a screenshot of both of this and make sure your paragraphs are in this way. And do not show off too much. Like highlight your skills, talk about your achievements, but don't exaggerate. You can read this like, I worked the drive through at McDonald's. This is one way of saying it. And saying it like, I was an associate at a multinational firm in the service industry with revenue. I mean, what's the purpose of talking so much about the company? It is completely like sort of exaggeration, right? So make sure you're not doing that. Take a screenshot of this. Try to use action words instead of the gap filling words like talented, hardworking, etc. These words will sound much better in your resume. Should you go for 1 page or 2 page? So 1 page is, to be honest, sufficient, unless until you have so many projects or work experience that you feel it's good to exceed to 2 pages, then go ahead for it. Otherwise, for freshers, 1 page is good. And these are things which you should not do, like title your resume with some random words, like because HR has also to download it, has to check it, etc. So give meaningful name to your resume. Don't give like random names. And don't use personal pronouns like I, my, me. And don't put too much of like colors. Salary information is not needed. Most importantly, don't lie in your resume. Take a screenshot of this as well, what not to do in your resume. I mean, they don't need anything. Like the HR might ask you on the call about salary, all those negotiation stuff, but in your resume, salary information is not at all needed. So yes, go ahead and make your resume And remember that it's not a one day task. You have to keep on improving it. You have to keep on adding more stuff, achieving more, adding more, right? Add weight to your resume by adding projects which has some impact. So all the best. I hope this video was helpful for you. If yes, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to Talent 500 YouTube channel for more such insightful content.